Красный, держу! Блиндаж! Птица!
Реджи, она идет на юг. Он замедлился, проехал какую-то преграду и двигается в том же направлении.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like.
Вот он, тебя вижу. Попал. Есть попадание.
The two soldiers behind the Ukrainian armored vehicle managed to escape in the final seconds. The Russian FPV drone struck the soldier's body, but the explosive on the drone did not detonate. No one was injured. The drone did not explode after it hit the ground. The panic of the soldier operating the vehicle is clearly visible. Everything happened in a matter of seconds. Two Ukrainian operators were caught on camera by a Russian fiber-optic drone while fleeing their positions. Russian FPV drone operators hit an American-made Humvee in Vovchansk with a direct hit. The armored vehicle rolled over several times and ended up upside down. Tornado S destroyed the Ukrainian Armed Forces floating bridge over the Oskol River in Petrovka. A turret equipped with two GSHG machine guns and guided by artificial intelligence is shooting down drones over the Black Sea. Objective monitoring of the destruction of the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV unit in the direction of Konstantinovka. A Russian FPV drone entered directly into the UAV control point. On a section of the front line, a Russian UAV crew spotted a location where two Ukrainian soldiers were hiding. The Russian military approached to give them a chance to surrender, but the enemy decided to open fire. Our soldier responded by throwing a grenade. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Russian Armed Forces aircraft carried out FAB strikes in the Krasnoarmeysk region. Footage of the destruction of the Ukrainian Armed Forces 155th Brigade. 3 FAB bombs destroyed the building. The Russian army repelled a counterattack by the Ukrainian Armed Forces near Kupiansk. 2 M113 armored personnel carriers attempted to advance toward Russian positions with soldiers on board. UAV operators from the 6th Army of the West Group fired precision shots at enemy equipment. The soldiers inside the vehicles jumped out of the armored vehicles and scattered across the area. Destruction of the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control center in the Bohuslavka region. Ground forces affiliated with the Russian Air Force struck the enemy UAV control center in the village of Senkovo with an LMUR missile. According to initial reports, the facility was completely destroyed, and the UAV's communication and control systems were destroyed. Fighters affiliated with the Sever V Brigade destroyed 2 enemy fuel depots in the Chasiv Yar region. FPV drones destroyed the depots with a precision strike. Ukrainian forces' vehicles on the front line were left without fuel for a period of time. Kherson Front. The Dnipro military group is conducting precision strikes on areas where Ukrainian troops are concentrated on Karantini Island. In the Zaporizhzhia region, a Ukrainian pickup truck, fleeing from a drone at high speed, hits a previously planted anti-tank mine and crashes into a wooded area. A Russian FPV drone operator then quickly flies towards the crashed vehicle. Donbass. Near Nikolaev, FPV UAVs launched from the Rubicon Center destroyed a US-made M109 Paladin self-propelled artillery gun belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Sumy direction. The Zala ICTB Rubicon team detected an anti-aircraft missile system belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces in a wooded area using preliminary detection. Following an air raid alert in the Sumy region, the system departed the forest to prepare for combat. The target was struck with Lancet air defense munitions. The distance to the launch site was 55 kilometers. A Lancet munition destroys a Ukrainian Armed Forces truck crane attempting to repair a damaged crossing over the Seversky Donets River near the village of Ryhorodok. Sever Group UAV operators are fighting against Ukrainian Armed Forces artillery units. Volkansk direction. Sever UAV operators are detecting and destroying Ukrainian Armed Forces firing positions in abandoned buildings and forested areas. Numerous mortar positions have been destroyed by precision strikes. The video shows the abandonment of the American-made International Max Pro south of the settlement of Bogatyr. As far as I can see in the video, there is no damage to the armored vehicle, so it doesn't look like it was abandoned as a result of an attack. Again, as we see in every video, the door of the abandoned armored vehicle was open. The fiber-optic drone, Prince Vandal of Novgorod, entered the armored vehicle and destroyed it. Zaporizhzhia front. The village is in ruins. The Russian Defense Ministry reported that Dnepr troops liberated the village of Malye-Shcherbaki in Zaporizhzhia region as a result of active and decisive actions. As a result of the precise coordinates provided by the operators of FPV drones to artillery units, Grad MLRS units, tank units, the targets were hit precisely and the village was liberated. Two soldiers of the Russian Armed Forces first fired 2 shots from a grenade launcher at the house where the soldiers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were staying. Then the 2 soldiers slowly approached the house to engage in a close-range firefight. Meanwhile, Russian drone operators are monitoring the whole situation from the air and informing the infantry on the ground. They inform the Russian soldiers about the movements of the Ukrainian soldiers and what they are doing. The simultaneous coordination of the troops is really important for the success of the operations. The moments when the Ukrainian Armed Forces shot down a Russian attack drone in midair. Russian drones respond to NATO vehicles attacking the Belgorod and Kursk regions. Russian special forces continue to actively track and destroy armored vehicles in the Sumy region as they approach the Russian border. This time, an APC M113 was destroyed. This attack was carried out by a Russian fiber optic drone. Russian artillery is intensively shelling the bunkers of the Ukrainian armed forces. Images from the Ukrainian side. FPV drone operators of the assault unit of the 5th Independent Guard Tank Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces combat work with the Vostok Group in the southern Donetsk direction. In the footage, the reconnaissance unit monitors the movement of the Ukrainian Armed Forces infantry. Then, when the movement of the infantry is stable, an attack drone approaches their position and destroys them wherever they are. In the footage, the fiber optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod is used. Thanks to this, in case of any REB system, the drone can continue on its way without losing its movement. Su-34 crews of the Vostok Group Air Force and the 11th Guards Army of Air Defense used FAB 500s of the UMPK to strike Ukrainian positions in forested areas near the village of Zelenoye Pole. Northwest of the village of Otradnoye, a UAV of the 37th Independent Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade uncovered a Max Pro. Max Pro was destroyed by a UAV strike team of the 14th Independent Guards Special Forces Brigade. Also, west of the Bogatyr settlement, a Cossack armored vehicle was destroyed by UAVs, disrupting the rotation of personnel. A Russian tank coming to evacuate the equipment was attacked by Ukraine. The article does not specify whether it was a drone attack or an artillery attack, but I think it was a drone attack. Everyone is alive. The mission to evacuate the equipment is complete.
Отсек. Нормально? А? Нет, ТМ-ка.
Russian fiber optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod destroyed D-31 22mm howitzer and two S-1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer. In this video, you can see that the artillery of the Ukrainian armed forces in this direction suffered heavy losses. Artillery units are especially good at destroying strongholds, because artillery can sometimes destroy with a single shot where drones cannot destroy. Although we often see drone attacks in the videos, I think tanks and artillery still have an important place in modern warfare. Near the Chasiv Yar region, Russian drone operators continue to destroy UAVs of the Ukrainian armed forces in aerial battles. Here are those moments of air combat. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Image's airborne troops had earlier attacked Belovedy, and now they are clearing the last, southern part of the settlement in Sumy region. They are hitting bunkers and temporary deployment positions of the Ukrainian armed forces. Transparent footage of a daily routine of Russian FPV drone operators. Leave your thoughts on the impact of drones on modern warfare in the comments. Russian drones with thermobaric warheads destroyed the Starlink terminal of the Ukrainian armed forces. The infantrymen inside went outside to check the equipment after the attack. Seeing other Russian attacks coming, the personnel quickly returned inside the building. When the 32nd Unit of the Ukrainian Armed Forces realized they were being monitored by Russian air surveillance, they ran en masse to the bunker. But Russian attack drones did not hold back and destroyed the bunker. This is how Russian FPV drone operators destroyed an abandoned Ukrainian Armed Forces equipment with a single precise and accurate strike.